While Abramelin have been very alive in the live music scene here in Australia over the last few years, it has been, however, 20 years since the release of their second full-length album, Deadspeak, in the year 2000. Their latest release, Never Enough Snuff, debuted only a few days ago, this month, May 2020, and immediately upon listening, it was a solid reminder for me as to why Abramelin are a pioneering force within Australia's death metal history. Never Enough Snuff is pure adrenaline from start to finish, showcasing just how unhinged Australian death metal really is. And if this album was a person, it would be on the spectrum. Never Enough Snuff has blown my head off. This is an exquisitely heavy listen. Abramelin have shown no remorse in their violent and abrasive sound with an exemplary production of mind-blowing guitar solos, incredibly large, creative and imposing drum tracks that just broke me in half. A wall of sound from the bass and the blasts, and a vocal style by Simon that just carries so much temper, disdain, and a murderous tone. After several deep listens of Never Enough Snuff, I really am not sure how to single out, one or two favorite tracks to discuss with you, because each track was truly my favorite. The experience this album offered was one that I've been seeking, of just pure heart-pumping speed and power that doesn't relent or ease up at any point throughout this 10-track listen. And it is an album that will go down as, one of my best for this year, I can guarantee it. It's going to be hard to knock this one off its perch. As you can sense from the title of this album, you are in for an assault of vicious and perfectly offensive death metal lyrical content, of themes of violent acts by deranged minds, and you feel the impending doom of the musicianship like a damned physical force conveying these horrid stories at you. The band's growth for me was clearly evident within this album, with this being their purest clarity of death metal brutality. It's so void of light, with evil melodicism and tight grooves, in my opinion. They have come back after 20 years with this ridiculously insane metal experience for us, and I'm so bloody appreciative. This album starts off with an elaborate compositioned wall of metal science with their first title track, Never Enough Snuff, and this will see you screwing your face up hard to the aggression and the heinous nature of it all, and you won't at any point throughout this album feel any withdrawal from this band in their intensity. Each track played so hard with rapid speed and auditory pure battery. As I moved through this album, I was continually gobsmacked further, with each track offering up something so special within it, be it the devastating and exceptional guitar solo introduction to the track A Head Fuck, or the dark as hell melodicism that carried through those trem-pick guitars and low-tone riffage in Moondogs, and it's off its charged up drum track to the Peeler, and of course the shattering gutturals and wrecking screams that soil this entire sound. The album ends on a strong as it started note, with the final being Pleasures, carrying a deadly old school death metal vibe and power violence. It was just a full sensory attack. It's pretty obvious I'm fairly pumped by this album. It's up on Bandcamp, Never Enough Snuff. Go take a listen. I challenge you to prove me wrong here. I dare you. Go and take a listen. You won't be disappointed. This album is truly fantastically brutal, aggressive. It's just a huge fuck off wall of sound. Please also follow Abramelin on Bandcamp. They're also on Facebook. Support the band. What an album. Abramelin, thank you for treating us with this. You are a world-class act, and thanks for the metal. I'm Kelly T. This has been my Albums of the Week.